He was a rising star on the pitch and in the ring, but on a quiet afternoon in Glasgow, his promising journey was cut short. What happened to 28-year-old Josh Taplin? It began like any ordinary afternoon in Knightswood, a quiet neighborhood on the western edge of Glasgow. The kind of place where people leave their doors unlocked, where neighbors wave good morning, and where trouble feels far away. But on that day in late April 2025, everything changed. Emergency services were called to a flat. What they found inside would stop the community cold. A young man just 28 years old was gone. His name, Josh Taplin, an athlete, a teammate, a fighter, someone who still had so much left to do. This story isn't just about a crime. It's about the silence that followed, the people left behind, and the haunting question echoing through the streets of Glasgow. What really happened to Josh Taplin and why? Josh Taplin wasn't just a name in the headlines, he was a young man whose life was deeply rooted in sports and community. Born and raised in Lanarkshire, Josh showcased his athletic talents early on. He played youth football with Hamilton Academical Football Club, where he was recognized for his dedication and skill on the pitch. His prowess extended beyond football. He was also a committed boxer representing Auchengeich Boxing Club, a respected institution in the local boxing scene. In 2011, Josh's athletic journey reached an international stage when he represented Lanarkshire at the International Children's Games, a testament to his versatility and commitment to sportsmanship. Beyond his athletic achievements, Josh was known for his warm personality and the positive impact he had on those around him. Friends and family remember him as a dedicated individual who brought energy and enthusiasm to every endeavor. His untimely death has left a void in the community, prompting an outpouring of tributes and support from those who knew and admired him. Josh Taplin wasn't just known for his athletic achievements, he was cherished for the person he was off the field and out of the ring. Friends and neighbors describe him as loyal, driven, and always ready with a smile. He was the kind of person who never gave up, whether on the pitch or in life. His former boxing club, Auchengeich Boxing, expressed their devastation at his passing, highlighting his contributions and the void left in their community. Similarly, Hamilton Academical Football Club, where Josh played in his youth, mourned the loss of a promising talent and a valued member of their football family. The outpouring of tributes from those who knew him paints a picture of a man who was not only talented, but also deeply respected and loved. His untimely death has left a profound impact, underscoring the deep roots he had in his community. On the afternoon of May 5, 2025, around 3:35, police were called to a home on Caldwell Avenue in Knightswood, Glasgow, following concerns for a person's welfare. Inside the flat, officers discovered the body of 28-year-old Josh Taplin. A 41-year-old woman was also found at the scene, suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. She was taken to the hospital, treated, and later released. Detectives from the Major Investigation Team launched a murder inquiry. They appealed to the public for CCTV or dashcam footage and confirmed they believe this was an isolated, targeted incident. Police maintained a presence in the neighborhood to reassure locals and continue their investigation. When police entered the flat that afternoon, the scene was far from ordinary. Josh Taplin was found severely injured, unresponsive, motionless. Paramedics rushed in and did everything they could, but the injuries were too severe. Despite their efforts, Josh was pronounced dead at the scene. Beside him was a 41-year-old woman, wounded but alive. She was conscious and able to speak. Emergency responders quickly assessed her condition and transported her to the hospital. Thankfully, her injuries were not life-threatening. She was treated and later discharged. Police wasted no time. Within hours, they had locked down the scene and declared it a murder inquiry. Forensics teams were brought in. Door-to-door inquiries began. Officers combed through the neighborhood for any camera footage, any eyewitnesses, anything at all that could explain what had happened inside that flat. They didn't describe it as random. They didn't describe it as accidental. From the very beginning, this looked personal. From the outset, detectives made one thing clear: this wasn't random. They believed the attack on Josh Taplin was targeted. That single word, targeted, opened up a floodgate of questions. What does that mean exactly? Was Josh in danger before this? Was there something going on behind the scenes that no one knew about? Police have not released details about why they believe he was singled out. They've remained tight-lipped about potential motives, relationships, or any prior incidents. But by confirming they don't believe this was a threat to the wider public, they confirmed something else. Whoever did this came there for a reason. As the investigation deepened, detectives from Police Scotland's major investigation team issued a direct appeal to the public. They urged anyone in the area, especially those living near Caldwell Avenue, to check their CCTV systems, doorbell cameras, or dashcams for anything unusual around the time of the incident. Even the smallest clue, they said, could help. Officers also canvassed the neighborhood, going door to door, asking residents if they saw anything or heard any disturbances that afternoon. The message was clear. The police believed someone out there knew more than they were saying. But so far, no suspects have been named, no arrests have been made, and the silence around Josh's death remains deafening. News of Josh Taplin's death spread quickly, and it hit hard. In Knightswood and beyond, people were stunned. A young man, known and respected, taken in such a violent and unexplained way, it didn't feel real. Neighbors described the area as peaceful, a place where tragedy like this just doesn't happen. For many, the fact that it happened behind closed doors in a familiar home made it even more unsettling. Friends, former teammates, and gym mates began sharing their grief online. Comments flooded social media. "Can't believe it's true. He didn't deserve this. One of the kindest people I knew." This wasn't just about fear, it was heartbreak. The community didn't just lose a neighbor. They lost someone who was supposed to still be here. In the days following Josh's death, his loved ones launched a GoFundMe campaign to help cover funeral expenses and support his grieving family. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Within just a few days, donations poured in from friends, teammates, coaches, and even complete strangers who had never met Josh but were moved by his story. The campaign quickly neared its goal of £24,000, a powerful reflection of how many lives he had quietly touched. Each donation came with a message: "Rest easy, Josh. You were taken too soon," sending strength to the family. It wasn't just about money, it was about solidarity, about people showing up when it mattered, about a community trying to do anything to make sense of an unbearable loss. Josh Taplin's legacy as an athlete echoed far beyond the field and the ring. As news of his passing broke, tributes poured in from the very places where he built his dreams. Hamilton Academical Football Club, where Josh played during his youth, shared a heartfelt message honoring him. They described him as a player who brought energy to every game and humility to every moment, someone who led by example, even when he wasn't wearing the captain's armband. Auchengeich Boxing Club, where Josh trained as a young fighter, was shaken by the loss. Coaches and fellow boxers remembered him not just as a promising athlete, but as a brother in gloves. They spoke of his discipline, his respect for the sport, and the quiet encouragement he always gave others in the gym. In the comments of these tributes were messages from parents, teammates, even old rivals, every one of them saying the same thing: Josh was one of the good ones. He left a mark on people, not because he shouted the loudest, but because he showed up, put in the work, and never made it about himself. His clubs didn't just lose a member, they lost family. At just 28 years old, Josh Taplin's life was only beginning to take shape. He had the foundation discipline from boxing, teamwork from football, respect from his peers. People close to him say he was looking ahead, thinking about coaching, mentoring, maybe even building a career that would give back to the same community that raised him. There were goals still on the horizon, things left unsaid, moments that now will never come. What's most painful for those who loved him isn't just how he died, it's everything he should have lived to do, everything he still had to give. Because Josh wasn't on a downward path. He wasn't lost, he was climbing and someone stopped him. As the days turned into weeks, one thing became painfully clear: answers weren't coming easily. Despite the outpouring of public grief and police appeals for information, very few official details have been released. Authorities confirmed early on that they believed the attack was targeted, but they haven't elaborated on why. No arrests, no named suspects, no theories shared with the public. For Josh's loved ones, this silence has become its own kind of torment. Every unanswered question feels like a door left open every passing day, a reminder that justice has yet to speak. It's as if the story just stops halfway through. A book with torn out pages. Everyone's left waiting, still wondering what really happened inside that flat and why no one has been held accountable. Even now, the biggest questions remain unanswered, and they haunt everyone who knew Josh. Why was he targeted? What connection, if any, did he have to the woman found at the scene? Was this personal? Planned? A tragic misunderstanding? Police haven't said. And without those answers, speculation grows, something Josh's family and friends desperately want to avoid. They're not looking for rumors, they're looking for truth. Did someone knock on that door with intent? Was Josh expecting them? Was there a struggle, or did it all happen in an instant? Until someone steps forward, those questions will hang in the air heavy and unresolved. And the most painful one of all may be the simplest. Why Josh? If you know something, anything, this is the time to speak up. Police Scotland have made it clear, even the smallest detail could make a difference. A face seen near Caldwell Avenue, a car parked where it shouldn't be, a conversation that didn't sit right. Josh Taplin can't speak for himself anymore, but someone out there can. If you were in the area that day, if you heard something, if you saw something, don't stay silent. Reach out to the authorities. Help bring answers to a family still living in the dark. Because justice doesn't happen by accident. It happens when someone steps forward,